One more page of lore. From atop Mount Elodial, the downside may be seen in its entirety, or at least felt since so much of the land is shrouded, but that is hardly all. Through a wondrous miracle, there lies upon this highest mountain an inverted fall, whose waters crash not towards the sea, but rush toward the heavens. We speculate these are the very waters which delivered us, but now bend backwards, seeking their return, as do we all. In this phenomenon, freedom can be achieved, but only for the chosen when the time is right. This is a path to freedom we cannot traverse, but shall leave open for you, so that you may strive for it. Common room. Your fellow exiles' living quarters are functional, but little else. Interact to view the roster. In the common room, you may review various notes and observations about your fellow exiles and their respective paths towards enlightenment and the rights. Hamatha's biography. Oh. Wait, does this show the percent thing that he was talking about? I don't see it. The only thing I see related to that is this right here. It says total probability of the plan succeeding is 38%, now that I've sent back Hedwyn and Jody. Maybe he just meant this. I was under the understanding, or the impression, that each person was going to have like a, if you send this person back, the percentage toward finishing the game is going to jump by this much. I thought it was going to be something like that. I think, hold on, where was her sister? The Harpy sister. Was this her? Tamitha? Yeah. I bet if we fight her again, we'll, like, advance the Harpy story. Alright, continue journey. Moonlight Alcove, I guess. You once again find yourself amidst the serene walkways of Moonlight Alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. Bide your time. We have returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you are all a part of is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there through the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volfrid requests everybody to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled, and Volfrid regards the group. Everyone, there's an aspect of our plan which I've not talked about with you at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang in the air a moment. I'll tell you what I see in all of you, in all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our Commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all this ceremony of which we're now a part. The exiles liberated through their rights went on to found the Commonwealth, based on their values and teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side of solidarity, the people all shall see what we reflect the values they cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative on behalf of Molten Millith, and I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. I was wondering about that. So every type of enemy, like a humanoid, a dog, a worm, we have gotten one of those in the party, except the witch thing. He motions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. She's the one that gave our wagon a boat mode. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine whom I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller called Big Bertrude uttered something guttural by way of a greeting. We are to understand that you require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You will soon find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks at you and your fellow exiles each in turn. We frighten ye, apparent. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then trembles, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Bertrude joins the group. You sense her powerful presence. Welcome her aboard. Now then, my boy, perhaps you've noticed that the stars are bright once more up there behind those stubborn rains, meaning it is the time we got back to business. Indeed, once more, several stars shine bright within the cold and storming sky. Choose your path towards salvation. Here's the one with Tamitha, the Harpy sister. Let's go there. I think I got to answer worthiness is based on enlightenment. Is that the XP bar? Yeah, that's what I was saying. They have to get a bunch of XP, so you inevitably are losing your higher level people, so they're almost never reaching the highest level talents. That was the thing that I was saying seemed very odd. So we're to have, unless there's a part of the game where you get them back, which is possible, but don't tell me. So we're here to have another brush with Tamitha. Perhaps she'll spare me yet another moment of her time. She's here because of me, and I am here for her. Tamitha then tells you more of your next adversary, her own blood sister. Tamitha Thane, a harp of the High Wing remnants, raised from birth to excel in outwitting and outmaneuvering her enemies. She seems driven by her hatred of the Commonwealth. After retreating to the mountains centuries ago, the Harps refused to join the Commonwealth, and those old tensions boiled over into raids, skirmishes, or all-out war. Flight tacticians such as Tamitha gave the High Wing remnants a swift and powerful military presence to this day, despite the Harp's small numbers. She once hatched ambitious plans to overthrow the Commonwealth, breaching its defenses so her sisters could reign untold destruction. On the darkest night of the year, she led a daring infiltration mission deep into her enemy's lands. It almost worked. However, she was betrayed by someone very close to her, someone branded a Commonwealth sympathizer, Tamitha. Tamitha was caught, clipped, and subsequently exiled as a prisoner of war, but being trapped within the downside only stoked her fury. I wound up in here not too long afterwards. Anyway, it's complicated, what happened between us. What I did for her own good, and that of all our sisters. Though I'm beginning to doubt Tamitha will ever see it that way. We'll see, I suppose, darling, but, we'll see, I suppose, but for now I'd best try to catch what sleep I'm able. Pleasant dreams then, darling. You bid a good night to Tamitha in turn. No time now to make flight preparations, though come morning the Black Wagon will press onward. You find Big Bertrude looking about the Black Wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Nyah, such a clutter, added to this wagon since we looked upon it last. Unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in flogging hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bogs can induce paralysis or worse. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome. 'Twas a feat we wished to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. Then she backs away, for someone else has joined you. Hail, Bertrude, madam. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible Volfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. Then after you, madam. As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. Page of Lore. With these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the rights of flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We the Eight decree the rights, a test of one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now until the stars abandon us, this shall be the binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in their rights are to regain their freedom from the downside and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rights as one of 9 triumvirates and look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. Statist. Continue journey. You rise early that morning, though Bertrude's already awake. She scowls at you. Good morning, reader. Bertrude, I trust your stay has been not too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood, the comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader here shall do so once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. All right. The hidden glade of Lu is nigh impossible to find on foot, though here it lies below us, protected even now by the enchantment of Lu's Slorian 100 Mines. I understand the river named for him is rather famous in your Commonwealth. The mouth of that river Slorian opens wide not very far from here. It was there that limbless Erizek was defeated, turning the region lush and livable, at least for certain denizens. Although, of course, not everyone believes this. Your adversaries, the Essence, must be working to find their way here even now. Good fortune in your right against them, reader. We can land here. Volfred is poring over a copy of the Book of Rights as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. The road to freedom, written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel at how absurd all of this is, my boy. Tell me something, though. I've spent so much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now. So what do you think? Worth all the fuss? I find it fascinating. You tell Volfred the book has fascinated you and that you have never seen anything quite like it. He nods slowly as you describe your experience with it. I share the sentiment. To have in our possession a genuine artifact from a forgotten time, how much of it is exactly true and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of events? I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. He puts away his copy of the book with care. It is amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the ideas they contain, they remain rather provocative as well. To think that the Commonwealth disavows of the existence of this book despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Although the reasons why are in there, written plain. How fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of this history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. He turns his attention to other matters and bids you good afternoon. Collect on old favors. You follow Ruki to an inconspicuous-looking locale somewhere in the thick underbrush of Needlefield. You soon procure something from a hidden stash. Alright, chum, we got what we came for. No funny business, just the way I like it. You receive owed dues, another debt prepaid. 80 gold. Return to the wagon. Continue journey. Glade of Lu. You find Ruki having just put back his green-tail family portrait. There's something of a wistful look in his eyes. Then something comes over him and he moves in close, lowering his voice. Look, chum, I gotta level with you about something here real quick. Truth is, I haven't been entirely upfront with you about my family situation. He hesitates a while, then... We ain't exactly quite as rich as I've been letting on. I mean, we do just fine. We got lots of money stored away, it's just mostly locked up in savings bonds, and... He seems to catch himself in the middle of another tall tale and relents before you can respond one way or another. The situation is my mom back on the other side. She needs a little bit of help, financially and otherwise. All she's got now are my knuckle-headed uncles to keep her steady. Always told her I'd make something of myself, you know? I was just a clerk in her shop. Things started to get tough for us, so I started looking for all kinds of different work. Got in with some unseemingly sorts, I guess, but the pay was real good. We took to shipping certain types of stuff down here, of all places, flushing it straight down the river, watertight. The pay was right. Mom was so proud of me. We were eating real good all the time. But you can probably guess what happened. I barely scraped by after they flushed me down here. Would have been food for a bunch of howlers had Jody not bailed me out of a tough spot one fine evening. As for my mom, she doesn't know the half of it. My uncle's told her I'm away on business. Not entirely untrue, I guess, but if she knew, it'd break her poor heart. So, don't know how else to put this, chum, but I want to get out of here. Get back to what I was doing back home on the straight and narrow, though. I'd go straight this time for sure. Just don't go telling everybody that old Rookie Greentail's just a mama's boy, okay? I got a certain reputation to uphold. He quickly scampers out the door. His past has been weighing heavily on him, but you sense he was sincere about wishing to lead an honest life. Okay. Hey, you guys, where's your friend? The big one with the horns. Likes frowning? Stuff like that? Something happened there or what? Heard a crazy story she flew out of here or something. Anyways. Meh. You seen you around then? Oh. Yeah, because everybody has one inventory slot and they've all got something, I find the shops extremely unimpressive in this game. Or like almost not needed. The afternoon is just beginning to give way to nightfall as you and your companions finish making preparations for the coming rite. Through all the ceremony, you realize Pamitha is nowhere to be found. The last anybody saw of her was shortly after the Black Wagon came to rest here at the Glade of Blue. She returns just as you were beginning to plan a search for her. Sorry to have worried you there, reader darling. Just getting a little antsy is all. Had to go and spread my wings a bit and shake away the nerves. She's holding something back. Don't you get in my head, I am telling you the truth. I am telling you the truth, damn it. Damn you, reader. Get out, get out, get out! Anyhow, it looks as if the show's about to start. I shall be in the field with the others. She's the only person, other than when you're, like, just translating the imp, that you, like, just go in her head and barge in there all the time. That never really happens with any of the others. As Pamitha departs, you see she is right as the stars above begin to shine. You know she's about to face her sister Tamitha once again. You accept that this is a very private matter between them. Oh, there's a new god. Evil god.
The much-vaunted reader has returned, and it would appear his ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this rite shall be the Essence. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
I think Monk needs to get this OST. That's good. The winged exiles of the Essence take position opposite your own companions, and their leader soon asserts herself. Pamitha, come forth. No trickery this time. She appears as asked, though remains silent as her blood sister studies her for a time. Tamitha then reaches for her mask. You look weary to me, sister. Oh, too little sleep, I guess. I do get rather anxious sometimes on the night before one of these things. It can be a lot of pressure. Understandable. The two of them say nothing for a time. You cannot discern what they are thinking. The Highwing remnants all seem to be very mentally acute, trained as they are from birth. Soon enough, Pamitha cuts through the tension, her tone light as ever. So given further thought to my proposal then, or I have. And I think that now is not the time for talk. Besides, your comrades there, surely you give them pause. Even now they must be questioning your loyalty. What? But Oh, cut it with the stammering, Pamitha. It is very unbecoming, you know that. And you be sure to tell those comrades of yours what you propose to me. She dons her mask once more. As she rejoined the other exiles of the Essence, Pamitha hesitates before returning to your group. I told her she could take my place. That I would keep her up to date about our progress, and that she could take my place if ever it was time for me to go. But you don't have to worry. For one thing, she refused, and for another, well, I'd better tell you later. For now, remember, you can count on me. Hold a moment, reader. The crone Bertrude slithers forth, wearing the remnants of the rites. Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, it would be best if you become familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. Good Bertrude, please show the reader something of your aptitude. We expect thou shalt be soon inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far.
The bog-crone Bertrude shows herself in full.
Press W to
Now,
pounce.
I have to wonder what became of her accomplices. Of one accomplice in particular. You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
Is she doing damage behind her with that fart-looking thing, or is that just... I don't know. Release while flashing to Power Blast. Okay. Press T to proceed. Now then, reading one. Know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with ye because of Sandalwood, because of his plan. We shall aid ye in the rites, and we aid ye in that plan. Thus we are at thy disposal and await thy bidding. Ashen Coal, plus 25 to their
Let
flame.
us begin.
Alright. Alright, so I'm looking at presents for aura size. I'd like to have a fat aura goalie if possible. And actually, it looks like Bertrude has got the thickest aura of all. If that's right. I know the witch auras are kind of weird. Oh, talisman.
Bertrude.
Yeah, that's a weird aura right there. Alright, him, because he's got the larger aura. And her, because of her sister.
It is done.
Rock Cree! Tizo feels bad for Pamitha, but will not hesitate to give the utmost in the coming ride. Did Jody get freed? Yes. Face us, Westrels of the Commonwealth. The pain and loss of your defeat this night shall reverberate not only in your hollow hearts, but in the homeland that abandoned you. Are you quite sure it has to be this way then, sister? There is no compromise here, Pamitha. Not for traitors to my country or my blood. I understand. Then so be it.
Commence.
Oh my god, no, 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 no!
A stroke
Wow.
of luck is all.
I'm having difficulty, moving around.
Indeed. The essence banished to the last. The path to glory laid bare.
25 damage. Ah!
Unfortunate.
Well cracked.
The Nightwing's adversaries gained an edge.
What? Oh my god.
Both banished.
Just flap, 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 flap. You seem so distressed, Pamitha. Is there something more you wish to say to me? Words you feel I am owed, perhaps? Pamitha stops at this and reaches for her mask. I'm sorry for what I did to you, sister. For what you did to me? Your apology rings as hollow as your plumage. Yo, she chooses now to insult her feathers? You might rehearse it further upon every last survivor of the High Wing remnants. No more talk. Yo, you said you're the one who said you owe me words. Oh my gosh.
Such hatred spewing constantly from Tamitha. Yet here in exile, she is naught but talk. Banished, all of them. Bertrude plunged into the adversary's pyre. 'Tis taken. Splendid.
Oh, mistakes made. Wait, what? What? Oh my gosh. She went right through that and didn't take damage.
Who? Tizo banished. Your
Oh my god.
pyres.
Fuck you.
Pyre shan't survive much more.
Alright, game point for me.
Once more like that, and we are finished.
I'm judging you as your I am excellent.
A
Dang it.
stifled effort.
No!
Such is the fury.
Now it's
of
game
the
point for either side.
Remnants.
What? You went through the wall!
Oh.
Are you kidding me right now? He can't fly over that? Okay.
And it is
Oh,
done.
that was close.
The Nightwings prevail.
That was
again.
like at the point where whoever
May
scored
their
was
next
gonna win.
adversaries fare a little better. The right is ended.
You win, Blood Sister. You win. I don't suppose that means you'll reconsider. You know that I cannot. You are always obstinate, but in that regard and all others which count for anything, you are inferior to me. Remember that. I mean, we just beat you. For the second time. What you offered is meaningless to me. I shall free myself without your help or that of anyone. Now then, farewell. Wait, what of your comrades, the Essence? You must need them at least. Mincing my words as ever, Pamitha. Know that I do love you in a way. Is that what you wish to hear? But my purpose is plain, and you stand in my way. You are a fool to think my freedom is my goal. My freedom is a means toward an end, the like of which you would never abide. Do you think that you could sway me from my purpose, Pamitha? Pamitha remains silent for some time. No. I think that you would struggle to destroy the Commonwealth no matter what it takes, no matter if in doing so you are destroyed instead. Just so. So then you understand me after all. Pamitha does not turn to watch her blood sister depart.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes. If only
she
we
got a
could
master
speed
point.
us on toward greater understanding.
All in all, having to unlearn everything I've learned is going somewhat faster than expected. Pamitha can use dash ability in rapid succession for less stamina. After saluting adversaries, she instantly switches place with her nearest ally. For 5 seconds after banishing an adversary, she moves 30% faster than usual. Let's use the double dash thing.
The ancient crone called Bertrude opened up her eyes.
Thus does our grasp of ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. While Bertrude's Pyre has less fire than the enemy, she does an additional 5, or while Bertrude's Pyre has more fire than the enemy, she does an additional 5. This thing seems pretty cool. If your Pyre has less flame than the enemy does minus 10 damage to your Pyre when it hits. That could be really useful. So I'm gonna go for this just because it's a means
The secrets
to
of
that.
the Wild Witch revealed. Until the next right.
Hey Muck, I want to buy James Wilds with your referral link, but I don't have a Twitter account. Where can I find it? Oh, I got you. Thank you very much for considering doing that. That is the link to my referral link block. If you use that, it opens the store, and then you just buy whatever from there, and it works as long as you're not like blocking cookies or something. There is no promo code. It's just using that link. That's it. And thank you. And as always, a reminder that that is just for the standalone client, not for the Steam version. The Steam version you have to buy through Steam. Thanks, Mug. Thank you. After triumphing over the Essence in a last-ditch effort, you return to the wagon to find Volfred and the Lone Minstrel in the midst of conversation. Most strange that this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. Nor I, Volfred, sir. Then Volfred notices you there. Reader, Tariq and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky is all. It appears that the star of Kalimer Ropecaller is illuminated now. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. Anyway, go see for yourself. I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. You only see a single shining star illuminated far above. It is just as Volfred indicated. You regard the looming star. Okay, all right. My voice is starting to feel pretty rough. I am enjoying this game, guys, and I intend to play it through to the end, but I think I've got to do it in like 2-hour segments because it's basically me like reading nonstop. So we are going to pause it here, and we will pick it up from this moment the next time.